everybody. I'm Adrian, or Mufasa, and I taught the basic rope dart target practice class, which was for all skill levels. And the basic premise behind this class was, whenever I'm with rope darters, we always talk about putting up targets in the backyard and practicing hitting them. And nobody ever does it because we don't have a backyard. So now that we're home at Wildfire, I figured, let's do it. So I put up the three sort of scarecrow-y kinds of things. And the class basically became focused on kicks and elbow shoots and trying to get them to fire as accurately as possible, and just general practice on that. So we practiced three different kinds of kicks to start out with. The first thing we started doing was basic stall kicks. And a stall kick started with the basic idea of a stall, whether you're doing it with poi, where you find you have the head reach a point of zero momentum in a new direction, and then you change the direction. And I'm terrible at poi, so those look terrible. But with this case, for rope dart, it is having the rope dart stall on the bottom of your foot and changing the direction, like so. And so what I did when I was first starting rope dart was I stood on one foot and practiced this for a while. You can see my foot is absorbing the impact of the dart, and you can also see my foot is landing on the spot right above the head. If your foot is too high up, then you run the risk of binding your foot like this, and then you're stuck, and if it's on fire, it hurts like hell. And if you hit too low, then your foot's going to hit the fireball, and that's also generally frowned upon. So if you've got a rope dart, you kind of want to hit it with the chain area, and since your foot is recoiling slightly to absorb the impact, it's not going to hurt as much, hopefully. Once you do that, as you can see right now, I am pinching with the right hand, which allows me to, when I change direction, it continues going in a circle. But if I wanted to fire this off, I just let go of my right hand and it goes flying off to the side. With this principle, I can do this facing you, absorb the impact and shoot it right out. I can also, if I'm facing you, absorb the impact and shoot it off to the side. I can absorb the impact and, let me think, what I'm going to do? Absorb the impact and shoot it upwards. I can absorb the impact and, yeah, sometimes I can turn around. As long as you, once you have the head stall and reach the 0 point, as long as you can turn in some direction before it starts moving again, you're really okay. So you have a lot of flexibility, and you can even use the outside of your foot to stall it and kick off to the side. You've got a lot of flexibility with this. And this is what you use on something like snake wraps around pillar, where you go under the right leg, catch it, reach back with the left foot, you stall it on the back of the left foot, and then you can kick it out. So that's the stall kick. The second is the foot flick kick. I think it's also been called bird kicks branch or something like that. And that one is much faster. Let me try that again. A third time. There we go. Basic idea for this is the rope dart is actually going to wrap around your foot this time. I'm going to get fairly close to the camera so you can see. The rope dart, I start with my foot sort of facing, the bottom of my foot facing the target that I want to hit. And I loop the rope dart around it, pretty much one full rotation. But as it's coming up, I point my toe, which causes the momentum of it to just shoot right off. So, let me see if I can do it nice and slow. It goes around, and then I sort of kick it off. And you do it with enough speed and momentum that it flies very aggressively at the camera person. With this, you don't have as much ability to affect direction because you're not stalling it. There's no point where you can easily change direction, but you do have the ability to do small, little bit of change of direction, but not very much. You're pretty much attacking straight forward. And this is really useful if you're doing a forward wheel plane, but if you're doing a backwards wheel plane and you want to shoot at the camera person, you need to try a different kick, and this we decided to call the backwards foot flick or something like that. For here, I've got a backwards wheel plane. I'm going to reach back with my right foot. Again, wind it around once, not around my leg. Wind around my foot once, like so. And then when I bring my foot forward, it naturally flies right off. And so you do it as one continuous motion, reach back, and kick out. Hit the tree. One more time, reaching back with the foot and kicking it out. From there, we also talked about knees, shooting with the knee. For this one, the way I found most accurate is to really get your knee up to pretty much 90 degrees with your crotch and other leg, and smash your knee forward into the rope. So it's like that, which gets it really accurate. Stop it! So that's the best way I found for knees. If you sort of half-heartedly do it with the knee, it tends to pop up, which is cool if you want to hit the tree, but otherwise it's pretty useless. So again, you want to get your knee nice and high and drive your knee into it, and that gets a pretty direct shot most of the time. We also talked about elbow shots, and it turns sideways. Basic idea of an elbow shot is you stick your elbow in the way and let the rope wrap around it a few times. You can see I've caught the rope down near the base of my elbow, which allows me to very easily pop my elbow open. So when the rope has momentum, it goes around my elbow once, twice, and then shoots out. Stand back a little bit further. Goes around my elbow once. It can do as many times as you want, and then you straighten your elbow to shoot it out. And you can do it behind you like that, or if you're doing a backwards spin, you can do it forward like so. And so we practiced that and shot at the scarecrows, and there was a metal dart head and it punctured the clothes in a couple places, so please be careful if you're using a metal head. And that was my target practice class. I hope some of it was useful. Ish. Thank you.